At Seagreen, we have the knowledge and experience you need to have a healthy lawn. Tune in weekly for our lawn care tip of the week with Joe Coyle. For a free estimate, call us at 859-756-3379 or visit us at seagreenlawn.com. Call today and see green tomorrow.
Today is Tuesday, January 29th, 2013. Thank you for listening. I'm Joe Coyle, and this is Seagreen's Lawn Care Tip of the Week. The topic today is clay soils. As a lawn care professional, I have to say, it can be one of the most frustrating issues. I want to start by explaining that most lawn care programs are set up to feed the grass and control or prevent weeds and insects or pests, from infiltrating your lawn. These are to keep your grass healthy, but not to fix the soil. And I have to emphasize that these lawn care programs, they're great to keep your grass healthy, but they're not there to fix your soil. So if you have a drought issue, if you have any kind of a moisture issue or a temperature issue, you'll definitely have some kind of problem with your yard, even flooding, drainage, things like that. These clay soils in your yard are oftentimes compacted and strangle the root system of the grass, not allowing for fertilizer, air, or moisture to properly transfer to the roots. Also, the moisture the clay does have is locked up and not available to the grass roots. This means soil temperature differences that can be harmful to your lawn. Touching some more on clay soils, we will also have to look at the pH of your soil. This varies from lawn to lawn. I have measured some soils in the field at a pH level of 3. Most commonly I'm seeing 4 to 5.5. Ideally we want to see the soil pH at 6.5. This is where most lawns, turf grass, would thrive and be healthy. Clay soils tend to be high in nutrients, phosphate, magnesium, and soluble potash. But due to the pH levels, these nutrients are locked up. To unlock these nutrients, I would suggest a coaeration and lime treatment. Applying the correct amount of lime will bring your pH up to the proper levels. It also helps to release the nutrients already available in your clay soil. The coaeration will help transfer some of the lime deeper into the soil and, of course, relieve some of the compaction issue. It is important to note that oftentimes one treatment of lime is not enough and should be done based on your soil tests or pH indicator results. I have done up to 4 treatments of lime in one 6-month period to correct soil issues. Lime can be applied too heavily just as fertilizer, so you don't want to screw up the yard, you don't want to screw up the soil. That won't make your customers happy, and if you did it yourself, you'll be thumping yourself in your head. So while we have aeration holes open, I feel it is the perfect time to apply some material that will help your clay improve to a better soil. The clay is already bad. First, we need to know a little about healthy soil structure. A healthy soil structure has clay, sand, silt, and organic matter in the proper ratios, with solids being about 50%. I have read in many articles that the sand level needs to be about 20%. And this made me think, when I first found out about that, I could just go down and grab a bag of sand and put it on a spot in my yard. Well, you need lots of bags of sand, and it doesn't actually work like that. The sand can actually make the problem worse. So just applying regular sand to your yard, especially fine sand, is worse than not applying any sand at all. What you need is a sand that is porous, like a lava sand or a kiln-fired clay that's been ground into sand. It has small little pores in it, and these pores provide the air space for, or the holes you need for moisture content and fertilizer and air. So if you apply these over the top of your lawn after an aeration, then it's going to help get into the soil, and this can actually permanently help create these pore spaces in the soil. It takes years and years and years, just a long time to break down clay into any kind of a soil that's worth it a darn. So actually, this is a synthetic way of using a natural material to improve your soil. Well, just adding this porous clay sand or lava rock sand to your soil isn't enough to give it everything it needs. Obviously, like I said, we need sand, silt, clay, and organic material. Well, I don't know about adding the silt. We've already talked about adding the sand, make sure it's porous. Now we need to talk about adding organic material. And any compost would do, any good compost. You got to watch out, though, for weed seeds in the compost. Applying that over the top thinly, not so you're smothering the yard, is a great way to add organic material to the yard. It's called a top dressing. If you spread that out very thin once or twice a year over the top of your yard, that will sink into the ground and give you some organic activity on top of your clay soil. It could eventually help to blend in and thin out your clay so you have a better topsoil. One of the easiest ways to do this is what they're calling now as a pelleted compost. They're making this so it's easier to spread with the spreader instead of going out with a shovel or whatever and doing the labor-intensive task of spreading it out without wheels. This is a compost that has been pasted, extruded, heated, and then chopped into pellets. So, of course, you can spread it out with your spreader. This can be done after every aeration for best results. And I'd recommend, twice a year, really, in the spring and the fall. And even having 2 aerations a year is fine. To sum this up, we have diagnosed clay soil in your lawn. Check the pH. We've decided to aerate the soil. We added lime and a schedule to fix the low pH issue. Next, we want to help the clay, so we have added a porous sand and organic compost. I believe the organic compost could be added as part of a natural fertilizer treatment, as well as 2 core aerations every year. 1 in the spring and 1 in the fall. The lava sand would not need to be done every year, but adding just the right amount in 1 to 2 treatments could permanently improve the soil. The soil pH should be checked annually and logged, then limed or sulfured as needed. Doing this, or even just part of this, will increase your results if you are on a lawn care program. It will help with drought tolerance and winter hardiness. If you're on a natural program, you may notice some decline in the weed species as we improve your soil's organic matter, porosity, pH, and lessen compaction. The desired grasses will thrive. Certain weeds that thrive in compacted soils, clay soils, and acidic soils will die off. Well, I'm not going to pretend that this will get rid of all your weed problems. However, doing these things we just talked about will help get rid of some of your weed issues. It will help your lawn thrive, and it will really offer better results for any lawn care program. If you're the type of person that likes to go out and do this stuff yourself, there's any rental store around the area should have a core aerator you could rent. Prices will vary depending on if you wanted to pull one behind your lawn mower. Those can be $10 to $30. If you want an actual mechanical gas-powered engine aerator, that's going to run you anywhere from $45 to $150 depending on where you go to rent it. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. I know I can get a little bit more boring than Ben Stein, according to my wife. Any of these products that we've mentioned on here, we can get them. Some of them are a special order, like the pelleted compost and the lava sand. We need to know what quantity and order it in. We do offer core aerations, and we can give you advice on where to rent one if you need to. So please just give us a call at 859-756-3379, or look us up on the web at www.seagreenlawn.com. And thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day.